Maybe you've heard of this before. If you haven't, you've come to the right video, and if you have, then you know what I'm already talking about. No contact, the no contact rule. This is mainly used when people are going through breakups. This is also used when people are trying to either get their ex back or they're trying to get a girl that they once dated for a little bit. Maybe it didn't get too serious and they're trying to get her reattracted. Either way, the no contact rule is something that people use for all these different areas, mostly for situations where you're going through a breakup. And it's definitely something that's talked about beyond this channel. People talk about it on other channels, and it's all across the internet. And I believe it is really one of the best rules that you could ever have when you're trying to either heal yourself from a breakup or try to reignite desire in a previous relationship. So, what is no contact? Well, very simple. It means zero contact with the girl that you're trying to, again, either heal from or reignite desire with. No contact whatsoever. So the whole thing about no contact is it's very extreme. It means literally zero contact at all. In fact, there's even some subreddits. If you go on reddit.com, there's all these different little pages about different topics, and one is dedicated to no contact. It's like a support forum for guys or girls who want to contact that person, but you tried to go on a whole streak of not contacting them at all. So it's not just like contact once in a while, it's literal. No contact at all. No text messages, no seeing them, no DMs or any other sort of ways that you can communicate with them. And I would even go as far as saying the no contact is you not looking at their social media. So it's not just no contact with communication or seeing them, but having no contact at all with what they're doing, what their life is like, what they're about, anything. Okay, so this means that you disconnect your social media from them, or you just stop looking at social media altogether. Whatever needs to happen so you A, do not communicate with her or see her, or B, have any idea what she's doing, where she is, or what she's up to. This is to the extreme. Why does this work so well when you're going through a breakup? Well, here's my theory on it, okay? When you are not in contact with them, and when you are not seeing what they're doing or what they're up to on social media or anywhere else, or even looking at old pictures, either way, getting them completely out of your physical sight, when this happens, you end up over time creating less and less memories of them, right? So anytime you contact them or talk to them or text them or see what they're up to, you're continuously adding memories to your brain of her or you and her as you keep going. So the magic of no contact is the farther you can get away. So let's say this is the point of the last contact. The farther you can go away in time from this point, the less memory you have of them, and something magical happens. All the memories that you used to have become more and more blurry. Okay, they become more and more blurry, because think about this. Think about a friend that you used to have a long time ago. I'm sure there's a friend that you used to have that you don't see anymore, don't talk to anymore, and it's been quite some time at this point. Well, you probably only have a few memories of them left, right? So that's because a lot of time has passed and your brain will not remember every single thing that you guys ever did together. Same thing here. The more time that you're going by without contacting, what they look like, who they are as a person, what they're up to, it all starts to become kind of blurry. Now, you are going to remember what they look like, and you will have memories of them, but they become less substantial in your brain. Okay, so that is what I believe to be one of the most important reasons to do no contact, because a lot of the pain that you have from the breakup comes from all those very recent memories. So every time you break this rule, and you see them, or maybe you sleep with them, or just get coffee with them, or text them, or whatever it is, you're reigniting some of that emotional pain that will then take a long time to go away, because eventually, you will go into no contact, I hope, right? If it's completely over, most situations, there's going to be a point where you actually do no contact, whether you like it or not, because time is just going to go by and you'll get into another relationship or whatever. But what happens is every time that you break it, it's too fresh in your head. So you want to fast forward this whole process. Don't wait for it to naturally happen. Start it right now. To give you another way of explaining this, she becomes less real. She becomes just a figment of your imagination, because all you know of her during this no contact, as time goes on, all you have are the memories, and they get less and less and less. She becomes less real, less of a person in your head. Therefore, you're not having a lot of those emotional spikes, meaning the anxiety, the depression, the sadness, the nostalgia. All that is going to become less and less and less and less as things become more blurry, as she becomes less real. Now, no contact is one of the hardest things that someone can do after going through a breakup, after going through heartache, because of course, it's the exact opposite of what you want, right? You want to be in communication with her, or you're trying to get her back, or you want to see what she's up to. You're dying to see what she's posting on social media. Is she with another guy? Is she having fun? Is she posting in general? Is she going to text you back? Can you get her back? Right? It's not what you want, and it's going through a withdrawal period. So yes, it is the most painful thing. It's like coming off of a drug. I think that, and don't quote me on this, I believe I read this somewhere. Either way, it makes sense to me, is that when you go through a heartache, it's like coming off and coming down from a drug addiction, because when you're with someone, you're getting all that spikes of dopamine and oxytocin, and you're feeling really good when you're with them. And when you want more of that from someone and all of a sudden it gets cut off, it's like you're going through withdrawal. So this person is like your drug that you're going withdrawal from. So I get it. It's painful. That's why there's a whole website dedicated to going on no contact streaks with support, because it's really hard to do. However, you have to understand that the no contact rule works so well despite of how hard it is. It is one of the #1 ways and the fastest way to get over someone that you're in heartache with. So do yourself a favor. If you're in this situation, I know it's going to be hard, but you got to just rip the Band-Aid off, and you got to go through this process. It's so important if you want to heal faster and you want to move on. Now, some guys are not going to be able to hear this, because they're going to say in their head and to themselves, I don't want to move on. I don't want to move on from her. I don't want to give up on her. I wish you luck. I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. Everyone's got their own situations. But when you're ready to come out of that and you're ready to give this a shot, watch this video again and start the process. Now, for guys who are trying to get their ex back, or for guys who are trying to reignite some sort of passion or desire or something with a person that they once had a flame with, or they kind of dated but it never got too serious with, no contact works as well. Now, I'm not a big proponent of trying to get your ex back or trying to reignite, so I'm not really encouraging you to do that in this video. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that there are more women out there, and there's probably a reason why it didn't work out with this person, and to try to get them back is one of the hardest things you can do. When a woman doesn't have attraction for you and that dies, it's significantly harder at that point to get her to be attracted again, because attraction is not logical. It's not a choice. It's an emotional reaction. And she's seeing you as a person where she's not getting that spike of attraction with you. She sees you as an unattractive person, basically. So at that point, to be able to reignite that, there's not a lot that you can do, except you can try the no contact rule. Okay, so the no contact rule means you will stop contacting them, maybe even stop responding to them, and you don't necessarily have to stop looking at their social media. This is more just like trying to get back with them if you're trying to do that. It's just about you guys no longer having communication, so she starts to see you as not a real person anymore, and memories of you start to become blurry. Okay, so you might be thinking, Tripp, isn't that the exact opposite of what you want? Not necessarily. You want her to start to forget about you, because the person you are is the unattractive person to her. So the longer no contact goes, she is not gonna remember exactly why she wasn't unattracted to you. Maybe she will, but a lot of it's going to be very blurry. So you have the option of going back and trying to re-attract her, which can then in turn get her back in terms of another relationship or maybe reignite something. So you go back, hopefully during this period of no contact, you've worked on yourself, you've worked on understanding why you weren't attracting her in the first place, you've worked on things in your life, personal development, whatever it may be, specific to every case, but whatever it may be, then you can go back and you come back as a more attractive version and you have a better shot. Again, no guarantees. Even though things become blurry and she might not remember as much, she still might see you as that unattractive person. It could be just stamped, tattooed in her brain, and there's nothing you can do. That's why I say don't waste your time. Go off and find other women who are going to see you as attractive and like you for who you are. But the no contact rule does work in that case. Again, very powerful stuff because the distance between you and a person can create that blurriness, that memory fade, and then allows time for both parties to either heal or completely forget about who the person was and then come back together. If you're looking to try to learn how to become that attractive guy, the guy who can be more desirable to women and understand how to connect with them, how to talk with them, how to be able to spike some of those emotions inside of her that say, hey, I like this guy. I teach you how to do that in my online course called Hooked, which you can check out. There's a link in the description. It's at getherhooked.com. There you can learn all of the whole system that I've created for guys to go out there and be able to talk to women, attract them, and have the women of their choice. So if you're looking for an active dating life and want to understand how do you go out there, how do you meet women, how do you get them interested, how do you get them to pay attention to you, this is the system that teaches you how to do that. And don't worry, you don't need status, you don't need money, you don't have to be super good looking. And especially guys that don't have that stuff, this program is gonna help you a ton because it's gonna teach you how to use your personality and also how to combine some of your outer qualities and optimize them to then become the most attractive guy you can be, which is gonna up your numbers in terms of meeting more women and getting them interested in you by 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-fold. I have a ton of guys, which you're going to see when you go to the link, who have written in their testimonials of how well Hooked has worked for them in getting women interested, getting girlfriends, having more options sexually, and having the dating life you desire. So don't take it from me, take it from those guys. You can see it on the next page. Just go to getherhooked.com where you can learn more about that. Hope this helps. Dive into Hooked so you can start meeting other women and forget about the women that you've been dating before or been broken up with and get to a point where you feel good.